keeps his limehouse laundry shop and his window cleaning too. He's got another job, and it's one of the best. Now he's doing his bit for England like the rest. And Mr. Wu is now an air raid warden, and don't he look cute in his new siren suit? He goes round every night to make the blackout sure. So if you've got a chink in your window, hey, you'll have another one at your door. His headquarters, it's plain, are down by Lover's Lane, and he goes there every evening anyhow. He'll flash his torch into the dark, and the girls all come with hell on remark, 'cause Mr. Wu's an air raid warden now. One night while on his beat, a couple he did meet. They were cuddling in the shelter anyhow. He said the old flea's gone, you see, and the chap said, boy, you're telling me, 'cause Mr. Wu's an air raid warden now. One way in, one day was helping him to move a time bomb from their shop, I vow. But it went off bang and there's no doubt, one way in flew one way out, and Mr. Wu's no air raid warden now. Oh, Mr. Wu is now an air raid warden, and don't he look cute in his new siren suit? He goes round every night to make the blackout sure. So if you've got a chink in your window, hey, you'll have another one at your door. A firebomb dropped one day, so close to him they say, that he deserves a medal, they all vow. But perhaps what you don't understand, he put the fire out but he didn't use sand, 'cause Mr. Wu's an air raid warden now.
You are, I'm convinced, and hand you my best cigar.
That makes us partners, like Winston
and hero FDR.
What say? Let's be buddies. What say? Why, let's be friends. What say? Let's be buddies. Let's play till the curtain descends.
Today, who can doubt it? We all need a pal that's true. What say? How's about it? Let me be a buddy to you. live. Let me be a buddy to you.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. There they are standing in a row. Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. Give them a twist, a flick of the wrist, that's what the showman said. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. Now every ball you throw will make me rich. Oh, there stands me wife, the idol of me life, singing roll-a-bowl-a-ball, a penny a pitch. Singing roll-a-bowl-a-ball, a penny a pitch. Singing roll-a-bowl-a-ball, a penny a pitch. Oh, roll-a-bowl-a-ball, roll-a-bowl-a-ball, singing roll-a-bowl-a-ball, a penny a pitch.
Roll up, 3 shillings a penny. Now, what you knock down, you take away. What about you, lady? Come on, come away some more.
Oh, no, really, I couldn't possibly manage to.
Go on, Mum, have a go. You didn't do so bad to the night when you threw frying pan at me, Dad.
Oh, yes, but it was different, you see. It was a large frying pan and your father's such a fat fellow.
Now then, make up your mind, lady. Are you going to have a go at the coconuts or you ain't going to have a go at it?
No, look here, young man.
You didn't do so bad to the night when you threw frying pan at me, Dad. Oh!
There you are, I told you to get it if you were saucy, didn't I?
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
They're lovely.
And they are standing in a row.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Big one, small one, some as big as a head.
And bigger.
Give them a twist, a spin, and a twist, and what the showman said.
Now then, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. And every ball you throw will make me rich. Oh, there stands me wife, the idol of me life, singing roll-a-bowl-a-ball, a penny a pitch. All together, roll-a-bowl-a-ball, a penny a pitch. Harmony, singing roll-a-bowl-a-ball, a penny a pitch. Roll-a-bowl-a-ball, roll-a-bowl-a-ball, singing roll-a-bowl-a-ball, a penny a pitch. Singing roll-a-bowl-a-ball, a penny a pitch. Roll-a-bowl-a-ball, a penny a pitch. Private Jones came in one night, full of cheer and very bright. He'd been out all day upon the spree. He bumped into Sergeant Smeck, put his arms around his neck, and in his ear he whispered tenderly, "Kiss me goodnight, Sergeant Major. Tuck me in my little wooden bed. We all love you, Sergeant Major. When we hear you bowling so early, don't forget to wake me in the morning and bring me round a nice hot cup of tea. Kiss me goodnight, Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major, be a mother to me. Kiss me goodnight, Sergeant Major. Love me my poor plates of meat on soil. Kiss me goodnight, Sergeant Major. And don't forget to shut the blinking door. I want to dream of dear old Happy Hampstead. The Fulham bush ain't off the place for me, Cork Lino. Kiss me goodnight, Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major, be a mother to me.
Well, greetings and welcome, fair ladies and gentlemen. It's Swing at Sway. Woo! Online, Swing at Sway online. We are back with another session. And tonight we are going to be talking about UK dance venues. Now, I did say venues for swing dancing, but really it's going to encompass famous classic venues from the 1920s to the 1960s, really, because that was the era of the dance hall. And that's what we're going to be finding out about later. Now, who have we got joining us?
Well, we've got Glenn who's saying happy summer solstice.
Fantastic.
Oh, it is the longest day of the year. I didn't even
tell.
realise. Is it my company who makes the day longer?
I didn't want to say anything. Carry on.
I forgot that could have been a theme in itself.
Yes.
Summer solstice.
Yeah, we could have.
We
could have.
on again.
Oh, I don't believe it. It's the moon.
It's the moon solstice.
It's the moon. We could have jumped around with antelope horns on our head. We could have rung some bells, ding ling ling ling. We could have hit some sticks to get. Actually, I've got a couple of
We could have done
sticks.
that. Oh dear. We could have done that, but we wouldn't have had a lot of people left to watch us.
Well, there could have been some right ones as well. Think about the left.
So we've got Glenn online. We've got Katrine who's sending a little sunshine as well, and Sue who's looking forward to Swing this Way, bringing some sunshine to the evening. Yeah, it's pretty rainy and grey in the UK here.
But not in our hearts.
But who cares when we're with all you lovely people?
The sun is shining in our hearts, and that's the important thing. That's where the sun comes from.
Could be a song.
The sun is shining. Right.
And so, Bjorn is online. You didn't say
fantastic.
hello to Bjorn.
Oh, hello, Bjorn.
Who's on time?
Who's on time?
Unlike us.
Bjorn. Are you not well? You're here on time. Normally he arrives halfway through the show, but usually with something interesting to say. So today I'm going to be doubly impressed because he's going to have double as much to say. So without further ado, I want to play you a song because I'm not going to play it for the class, but we could have.
We could have.
Yes. So I'm just going to play you an excerpt of 30 seconds because I don't think we want to play any more. But it goes like this. Does anyone recognise the name of the song?
Oh, right. Is there a prize going?
Something about horses. Now, that's as much as I'm going to play that one because it's dreadful.
Pretty terrible, yes.
Pretty terrible. Poor old Victor.
No offence.
Victor Sylvester, and that was his version of the Palais Glide.
The Palais Glide.
Now, we are going to dance the Palais Glide, but not to that song, I'm afraid. I do apologise for anyone who wanted to do the Victor Sylvester version, but we're not. We are going to find an Ambrose version that I think swings a little bit more for our Palais Glide.
What is the Palais Glide and why we're doing it today?
We're doing the Palais Glide today, Anna. Did I not tell you? We're doing the Palais Glide.
Well, you mean after or before I suggested it to you?
Yes. We're doing it today because we are talking about English dance halls, the Palais de Danse, and of course, which was the first Palais de Danse to open in the UK was none other than the Hammersmith Palais. But this is called the Palais Glide in honour of all those palais that so many people loved to dance at. So many people met their partners. So many people found escapism. They found opportunism. They found escapism. They found modern. It was breathtaking. It was exciting. It was bold. It was colourful. It was this show encompassed in a dance era. So that's what we're going to do tonight. The Palais Glide in honour of all of that. So should we start?
That sounds pretty good.
Okay, well, I hope one or two of you are going to come and join us on the dance floor. This is an English tradition. So for all of you non-English people, you have to learn this because...
if you come to London, this is all the rage.
Well, anywhere in the UK. It was all over. Anywhere in the UK, this is the dance that everybody is doing in 1935. Yeah. Actually, it didn't get popular until 1938, but never mind.
Took 3 years.
And if you are English and you don't know it...
stuck around for 3 years.
Yes. Right, come on then, let's do it.
All right, let's step on the
enough
dance
chit-chat.
floor. Join us in our Palais de Dance.
Our Palais.
All right, here we go, Facebook. Got our dance master over there. Sorry, I'm just... Not that... I'm very impressed, Simon. This is a different kind of
show. Should I won't give up the swing. Right, so, Anna, how does it go? Do you know the first step?
Of course, do I know the first step?
I don't know, do you?
We take our left heel and we put it outside. And then we take 3 steps. Left, right, left. And we repeat it on the other side. We take the right heel and it comes off the floor and we go 1, 2, 3. Let's do it again. Left, 1, 2, 3, and right. 1, 2. Let's repeat for practice. Left,
behind, side, front.
And right, behind, side, front.
Cool.
I thought you were into it.
I was going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first step. How many times do we do that?
3.
3 times. So the 3 steps 3 times. That could be 9 in total.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and
1,
1, 2, 3.
2,
2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. We take 3, 4
crosses. Well, sort of 3 and the 4th is the beginning of the
3 and a bit.
beginning of the end.
Let's take 3 and think about the 4th one.
Okay.
We take 3 crosses. We cross on the right. We cross on the left. We cross on the right. Now we told you there's a cross, and as we cross the left foot again, we're going to drop on our left foot and drop the body. And this is going to bring our right foot kicking behind. Let's do those crosses.
Oh good, I can't stay here forever, you know. I can't balance forever. Okay.
Okay, we're standing on the left.
Yes, standing on the left.
4 crosses. The last one, we take a dip forward. 5, 6, 7. We go right, left, right, and dip or drop. We kick. We replace the right foot. Oh yes, we kick forward, don't we?
We do.
We kick forward, and we run a 1, 2, 3, right, left, right.
Very aerobic, very aerobic.
Very
Now, I've got to tell you something. This dance travels anti-clockwise around the large ballroom floor. However, I know you probably have a large ballroom floor at home, but not all of us do. So we have a very small floor, and we have a curtain. So if we keep going forward, we are going to get covered in curtain. It's not a great look. So we are going to cheat
not
a
when
little
you've
bit.
dressed up for the occasion.
No, exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to travel back on our tap, back, 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 tap, back, 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 tap. Back, back. Now we've got to go forward, 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 drop, up, a run, run, run. And then we start all over again.
That's very
Shall we do
clever,
it?
that.
Yeah, well, it's rather good, isn't it? Very awfully good, I say.
Good.
Awfully good, chaps. Come on now, chaps. Right, here we go.
Palais glide.
From the tippity tip, 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 tip top.
On?
Well,
Oh, not yet.
Actually,
Oh.
you'd normally do
Oh,
it
this is very
arm in arm.
close.
Very close.
This is very
And
close, Simon.
There could be a whole line of you. It could be sort of,
6,
8
7,
of you,
8.
6, 7, 8 in a line. I feel sorry for number 7, they're all on their own. It's much nicer if you've got a friend to come with you. So you're arm in arm with everybody, but maybe there's just 2 of you. And, oops, there we go. And we can be in this position. So we're going to go, and tap, behind, side, step, tap, behind, side, step, tap, behind, side, step,
We go
cross,
forward.
cross, cross, drop, up, a 1, 2, 3. Very exciting, isn't it? Now, imagine you're in a ballroom with 2,000 other dancers and they're all doing this around the floor. It really is quite something. And maybe, if you're very good, if you're very good and you behave yourself, I might show you a little variation in a second.
Ooh, very exciting, I say.
So, shall we hide and seek?
I suppose so.
Okay, we're going to hide and seek now. That is the name of the song by Mr. Ambrose. We hired him especially for the occasion. No expense was spared in getting him here. In fact, no expense was spared. Mr. Ambrose and his orchestra, Hide and Seek.
We were signing to so many people.
That was very exciting, wasn't it? Boys and girls at home, I bet you had a great time putting that together in your own style. And like we had our own style. Now, we're going to add a little fancy variation. And this variation, there's an old Pathé News clip where there's some dancers doing this. And I saw
showing that we did not make it up.
No, exactly. I saw one, no, that's where we stole it from. Yes. I saw one couple do this little nifty variation. Now, they were the only ones doing it, so it's probably quite a rarity, but we shall copy them and see what we can do.
You mean it's a mistake?
Oh, probably. No, they had their own style, darling. Yes. They had their own style. Just you know, as we have our own style.
They were the show-offs.
As we have our own style.
Oh, we do have our own style,
so they have their own style. Oh, darling, yes. Oh, frightfully, awfully good. You know, awfully good of you. That's so kind of you to come about. Now, we're going to start. It's going to actually, instead of just digging the heel in like the hoi polloi, we are actually going to go ding, a 1, 2, 3, a ding, a 1, 2, 3, ding, a 1, 2, 3.
And I noticed you do that with the toe instead of the heel. See, I was watching you. Yeah.
Sharp, like a razor. Right, here we go. So let's do it. So we start on our left foot. We go ding, a 1, 2, 3, ding, a 1, 2, 3, ding, a 1, 2, 3. Cross, cross, cross. Second variation. Instead of crossing, leaning forward and kicking as we just did, we're actually going to take a lunge and a lunge. And then a run, step down.
Oh, this is the energetic version, isn't it?
Indeed. So from the side, we do it sideways on, it's going to be lunge, lunge, run, step down. Now, I always thought when I saw this, it's sort of like the original Running Man.
Yes.
See, invented back in the 30s.
Yeah.
So let's add that on from the tippity tip top. We go 1 step down, 2 step down, 3 crosses, 1, 2, 3, lunge, 1, 2 step down, ding, 1, 2, 3, ding, 1, 2, 3, ding, 1, 2, 3, cross, a 1. Do that again for me. We do 3 crosses and 1, 2, 3, lunge, a 1, 2, 3, down. Shall we try version number 2 with the music? If it's too difficult for you, I do understand. Too tiring, but don't sit down. Do the first version.
Number 1. Yes.
They're all going to join us, aren't they?
Probably.
Are you all doing this? Not just us making fools of ourselves, are we?
Go on,
right, okay, music, here we go.
Go on then.
Palais Glide version 2. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 3 crosses. Lunge, lunge, 1, 2 step, and well. Right, so that was the Palais Glide. We have to bring that back, Anna. We need the country to dance the Palais Glide. We need the Palais Glide, everybody, to bring back optimism, to bring back modern, to bring back the modernity. Thank you. That's what I meant to say. She knows what I meant to say. You know what I meant to say. It's only me that doesn't know what I meant to say. And we need to bring some colour and life back to our dancing. None of this disco around your handbag stuff. We want proper partnered dancing around the ballroom floor, don't we? Now, having said that,
how about the swing dancing?
Swing dancing. In fact, we are going to go into Balboa. Now, Derek sent in a question. Thank you, Derek. He asked about the transition because he got confused with the name. We were teaching it on one of our classes recently, the online classes, which you can find online at
SwingdanceUK.com.
Was that SwingdanceUK.com?
It was SwingdanceUK.com.
Okay, everyone repeat that for me. SwingdanceUK.com. Excellent job. Now, you can find that class on there. And we did the transition. So it looked like this. We did a Balboa basic. Then we did the transition. And then we went into crossovers. And then we exited with first of all a regular come around. And then we added a throw out. Now, the question was, is the crossover the transition? And I understand that's really confusing because we often say transition and we automatically do the sort of the crossover afterwards, but they are two separate parts of the whole. However, we can use our transition. Are you ready for following?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3. There's my transition, and I just led into another step. So the transition is really useful to transition from our basic into some variation, like that. So I use the transition. So the transition part, all it was just taking the foot out and crossing in front. So it's like a kick and a step.
And for me as a follower, it feels like a hold, so I know something different is coming and I'm ready for anything.
So, excuse me, that's very exciting. So that is the transition. So I hope, Derek, that answers your question. And then another part of the question was the outs and the ins. Well, they're really a very simple form of the crossovers because that's in a straight line versus angling and pivoting and turning. So they are really the second part of that sequence. The sequence being a basic, a transition and crossovers. Thank you very much. We also showed what we did in our recent Balboa class, which is going to be online on our membership site in the next day or two. However, very exciting news. Newsflash! Woo! This is brand new. We have now put up some of our classes. We've put them up on our Lindy Hop shop site.
Units.
As units. So you don't have to be a member. You can just go and get individual classes. At the moment, we've only put up a beginner's Lindy. You can pick and choose.
You can mix and match.
You can mix and match.
You can pick and match.
Yeah, like us.
And max and choose.
Yes. Anyway, yes, we put that up online, and at the moment we've got some of our our Lindy Hop shop. We've put up some beginners Lindy Hop classes, and I don't know if they've gone up, but I was putting up today. I'm not sure if I finished it. Some jazz classes, the ABC of Jazz, which are great. What is the ABC of Jazz, Anna?
Well, the ABC of Jazz is a series of short classes to learn your basic vocabulary for jazz dancing. Now, it's quite useful if you've never done jazz dancing, solo jazz. You can learn each of the steps and just explore the vocabulary. But if you've done it before, it's a great way to recap and see a few variations and practice it.
So we take a move such as the Shorty George or the Boogie Backs, Spank the Baby, and a Susie Q. So lots of classic steps, but actually we've got over 52 ABC classes, but we've put 10 of them up on our site at the moment.
Spotlight on one move at a time.
Cool.
Right, shall we see who's there?
Gosh, yes.
Right, let me get the moon.
Actually, I will do that better. Oh, Anna has just disappeared, so I will tell a joke. Now I'll do a tap dance. Now, Anna, may I escort you back to your place? You see, after the dance, in a nice classy ballroom, such as the Palais de Swing that we're in, I would escort my partner back. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There you go.
Well, thank you very much.
And may I get you an ice cream soda from the ice cream soda bar?
Thank you.
Yes, fantastic. Oh, I wish I could. So that was what they did. You see, they were very polite in those days. Gentlemen would wear jackets. Ladies would dress up, and they'd do all their hair, and they'd look nice and fancy, like we do today. We like to dress up when we go out. Only today it's called dressing down. You know, usually the trousers are halfway.
That's an opinion. We prefer.
Well, the trousers are very low. I call that dressing down. You know.
Yes, it's the high-waisted trousers.
Yes, we went from the high-waisted.
It's nowhere near the waist nowadays.
No, we went from the high-waisted trousers of the stylish 30s to the around your ankles of the
stylish
2000s. Yes, there we go.
Right.
We're not opiniated at all.
Not at all.
Does anyone else agree with us?
We're not biased.
Okay, have we got any comments? Derek?
Of course we do. We have Glenn, who was enjoying my dressage hands earlier, and Laura, who's joined us again. Hello.
Hello, Laura. Fantastic.
I wonder if it's been sunny in Hawaii.
Well,
unfortunately, we don't know.
Well,
or do
Derek,
you know?
Derek, that was last week's show when we were doing the Tiki Hawaiian party. This week we're talking about
the UK.
The UK. So I don't know why he's talking about Hawaii.
But
actually, funnily enough, I spoke to somebody yesterday who is going to spend a month and a half in Hawaii. Next week they're going off to Hawaii, a month and a half to spend with their kids live out there. So they're going to go and join them. Oh, I want to go and join them too. They did say we are invited.
Oh, lovely.
Yes,
when are we going?
They said, well, exactly. They said there is a room for us when we want to go.
Wonderful.
So Hawaii, we're packing our bags. We just
ready to go. We
might be a while in getting there. Yeah, just need a plane ticket. Right.
Right. And let's have a look on Facebook. We got Bernadette and John, Anthony, Connie, Paul. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. And I hope you were up and dancing the Palais Glide with us.
Yes. Now, importantly though, it's very fantastic that people say hello. But I want to know, is anyone here for the first time? Any first timers, any virgins amongst you here to Swing at Sway?
Swing at Sway virgins.
Swing at Sway virgins. Let us know. Because if they say yes, I can repeat all the jokes from last week. If they've not been here before. Otherwise, I have to come up with some new ones.
And Björn is here.
Björn is here. Oh, he's heard all my jokes. Right.
I've got a trivia. Can I say it now? Can I ask people the question?
Yes.
On the banner today, there is a picture of Simon and I in one of London's dance venue, one of the most beautiful dance venues in London that still exists. Do you know which venue that is?
Well, let me inspect this a bit closer.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the banner that's on the Facebook event or the YouTube event.
Good question.
Hopefully, if you signed in nice and early, especially if you were on YouTube, you should have seen it.
Do you recognise the classic famous venue?
Yes. Maybe you've danced there.
Beyonce says, I'm always on time. Everyone else may be a little unsynced.
That must be it. That must be it.
Glenn says a lovely hand dressage.
Yes, we went through this.
We went through that.
We went
Okay.
through this.
Derek said he's going to come and join us in Hawaii. Fantastic, Derek. Let's all go and party.
Let's have a dance.
Now, first of all, before we start the show proper, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been advocating on behalf of Swing at Sway and sharing our broadcast to all their friends. Thank you so much.
Yes,
we
you very
really
much.
Appreciate when you share, when you like, when you comment, when you
tell us,
when you join in,
Yes.
because it's about participating. It's about, you don't just want to listen to us. You want to have a voice. So we really appreciate it when you do.
Yes,
and when
please talk on top of Simon's, otherwise he's going to blabber all night.
But you always do. Oh, all right. Enough of that. But thank you so much, seriously, for
all your support and your
support.
participation.
Yes, I think it's really nice. Now, saying that, we are going to talk about the emergence and popularity of the ballroom. And it really came around after the First World War, because all sorts of things happened. Did you know it was just after that time?
I'm feeling the answer has to be no.
That we all got the vote.
We all got the vote.
Women got the vote. When did women get the vote?
Not early enough.
Not early enough, but they did get the vote.
They
and
did.
Also, I think there were also limits on which men had the vote. I think it wasn't everyone. And
No.
so democracy was growing. People's work hours were reducing. They were reducing from sort of 50 plus hours a week to sort of 40 plus hours a week.
Oh, yeah.
They
like
had
half
lots of
holiday.
spare time. They were earning lots more money. It was like 3 shillings instead of 2 shillings. Who knows what the shilling is? I just,
know the name.
who knows? I'm too young. I just saw it in a history book. It was a time when people... Times were changing and people wanted to get out there and dance. And dance and football were two of the biggest things you could do.
Dance and football, so ballroom and football.
Ballroom and football.
All about balls.
Yeah.
You didn't get that, did you?
I did get that. That's why I went quiet. It's not 9 o'clock yet.
Oh, well, I heard it now.
Anna, you're going as red as your lipstick. Just have a look at her lipstick, because we can't see her now because she's hidden. Right, okay. I think it's time for some music. Should we have a dance? Now,
I think we should.
I'm going to play lots of music that you would have found from some of the bands of that era, but I just thought it made me think about some English bands and bands that I started dancing. Now, I know it's not a big ballroom, but I used to go to a place called the 100 Club in Oxford Street. Maybe other people. Anyone else go to the 100 Club?
It might not be a ballroom, but it is an iconic dance venue.
It is an iconic dance venue. And I saw these guys there who I thought were absolutely fabulous. And I did have the pleasure of working with them later. And they are called the Big Town Playboys. So we're going to go walking with the Big Town Playboys.
Say, man, what's the matter? Oh, man, this chick got me going. Has she really got you going? She really got me going. Well, what did you do? I have done a thing. Now, all I did was to... Oh, man, you should never have done that. No, man. Say, Mike, tell me, did she ever... No, Ricky, one thing about it, she never did. But you must have... I tell you, I haven't done a thing. Well, she sure got you going. You can say that again. Man, that chick came in, moved out the icebox, stole, radio, car, took everything with me. Now I'm just walking, I can't eat, just walking, I can't sleep, just walking. Want someone help me? I'm walking, don't do no talking, just keep on. She cooked you a man.
Yeah, like a girl. And I'm still walking.
Yeah, the Big Town Playboys. Oh gosh, we had fun dancing to those guys. Right, let us know. Has anyone been to the 100 Club? Does anyone know where the 100 Club is?
There's a clue in the name.
Oh, Glenn says, cloudy in Honolulu, Derek, but already 26 degrees and it's only 9 a.m. Yeah, I hear it's hot over there.
Hot.
Yes. I think
Yeah, maybe we need
LA
to
is
go in
having
the
a heat
winter.
wave and Hawaii. Right, evening, the paddy glide was fun.
Oh, great. Hello, Emma.
Right, so what else are we going to talk about? So,
Well,
the big dances.
Yes, you were telling us about all those changes that were happening after World War One. And so I guess previously, where would people have danced?
Good question. So it was a more society thing. They would have gone maybe to the Savoy Hotel or the Ritz, or they would have gone to one of these posh dance places and they would have danced. And so what they decided, as more people were having more money and wanted to have more free time and more fun, and they wanted to be with more people, they decided to build these palais de dances where the working class person would go. But it wasn't just them, everyone would go, obviously. But it was aimed at the working and the middle class, and they created lovely ambience, very exotic, and they really based it around places like the Savoy. They wanted to make it elegant, they wanted to make it special, they wanted to make people dress up. You had somebody on the door who was dressed in a uniform who would open the door for you. And
you would have had a dress code, right?
Oh, there would have definitely. You had to.
You couldn't get into.
No, not like today. Not
in jeans.
No, not in jeans. It was. Elizabeth has said it very well. It was an age of elegance and style.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Thank you, Elizabeth. Very well mentioned. And she remembers coming to the 100 Club as well. And yes, when we were teaching there.
And
Gosh,
Björn
those were the
says
years.
he's been at the 100 Club as well on Oxford Street. Not only Oxford Street, but 100 Oxford Street.
And Kerry said she saw Slim Gaylord at that. In the 80s, and I was probably at that same gig because I saw him there on several occasions. And wonderful. Oh, Slim Gaylord, he lived in London before he passed away. Absolutely amazing character. For those who don't know, he was in the film Hell's a Poppin'. He's the one playing the piano, the guitar, and doing a little bit of tap dance and some scatting. He was Mr. Multi-talented. And I had the pleasure of meeting him a couple of times in London in the 80s, and it was very, very special. He was a real character. That's all I can say. So the first big ballroom actually was the Tower Ballroom, which opened in 1899. So that opened, the Tower Ballroom in Blackpool. Because obviously Blackpool was opening up as a centre for holidays
entertainment.
and entertainment. And they had the Blackpool Tower, and they converted. Was it an ice rink or something? I can't remember. Maybe somebody knows. I think it was like an ice rink or something, and they converted it into a dance hall. So there were actually lots of ice rinks, and lots of some cinemas were later converted when cinema began to wane. But that was much later, of course. But they used to take, originally they weren't purpose-built venues. So that Hammersmith Palais was actually I think it was a tram shed, for the trams at one point. Yeah, so it had lots of uses.
A vast space.
Well, that's it. They wanted a vast space. So the Hammersmith Palais, interestingly, now this is quite fascinating.
Yes, Simon.
Well, get a little bit closer. I'm going to tell you something.
Tell us.
The Hammersmith Palais was actually started by two Americans.
No.
By two Americans.
Two Americans?
They came over to the UK because they had the idea that the large dance halls were popular in America, and they thought the UK needed one. So they started one. So they got some cool designers, they got some theatre designers to create an ambience. And I believe it had like Chinese decor, all Chinese. And in the middle of the dance floor, it had like a Chinese miniature village and fountain and mountain sort of in the middle of the dance floor,
Yeah.
and it had lots of atmosphere.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah.
I don't
What a good
suppose.
idea to get stage designers to get
I
involved.
don't suppose anyone remember that because that goes back to like 1930. But it must have been special.
Elizabeth says Blackpool Tower Ballroom is fabulous and was modelled on the Paris Opera House. Very plush and exotic.
Yes, fantastic. Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
great.
what they
So very
modelled
baroque,
it. Yeah.
very golden and rococo.
Yes, indeed.
And Emma says Glenn and I watched Sight Cranston at the 100 Club, our last gig before the lockdown last year. So it
amazing.
seems like we have a few 100 Club goers. One-offs or regulars.
Yes, and Cy Cranston, we again, he did do one gig for us at the other venue in South London. What was it called?
Not the Underbelly.
No, that's not South London. Well, sort of South London, but no, way south.
No, sorry,
Penge.
Oh, at Penge.
Yeah. We were, lovely
I was
guy,
there.
absolutely
I was
lovely
there,
guy.
yeah.
Well, he's a really nice fella. I think it's in his name, really. Cy.
Oh.
No, he's a lovely fella. He's not a bad singer either. Yeah, he's quite good.
Yeah, he's all right.
It's good. Yeah, good singer. Quite good entertainer. Yeah, no, he's fantastic. If you ever get a chance to see Cy Cranston, check him out. Very good. Right.
So I want to know what places, what ballrooms you might have been to in the UK. If you have any other memories. We've mentioned the 100 Club. We've mentioned Blackpool Tower. We've mentioned the Hammersmith Palais. Do you have any memories of those, or maybe your parents or grandparents met at one of those? Yes, the gentleman in the jacket, very agitated.
Yes, I've got a story about the Hammersmith
Oh,
Palais.
you do? How about those?
But I'm going to wait and I'm going to tell it later.
Okay.
But don't let me forget. If I forget, say story about the Hammersmith Palais.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I think I know.
Oh, you know it, do you?
Oh, I think I
you
know
clever
it.
clogs. Right, shall we go swinging at Maidavale? Now, this is an American band, but they were playing in the UK at the time.
Okay.
So
it's all right.
So swinging at Maidavale, Benny Carter. Let's do some. Well, it's quite good for a bit of fast swing.
Fast swing. I'll let you do that then.
was the Yanks in the UK. That was Benny Carter. Right, 1936. So we did have some swing.
Yeah, but it would have been mixed, wouldn't it? In the evening at the ballroom, they would have had lots of styles.
Yes.
Like foxtrot and waltz and tango. Would they have had tango? Not
well,
so
tango was more sort of World War One sort of.
Yeah.
It was earlier actually, and then I think it was always there.
Yeah.
It lost vogue a little bit. They even had some of the Latin dances come in, the rumba, maybe a little bit of.
That was maybe a bit later.
That was late 30s.
In the 50s, no?
Well, in the 50s it was big.
Oh right.
Yeah. Oh. So we were talking about the Hammersmith Palais.
We were.
So my
story
was
you really wanted to tell.
I have told it
before,
actually.
Should I let him say the story or just try and... Okay, I'll let you get on then. What's your story about the Hammersmith Palais?
Most kind.
Did you ever dance at the Hammersmith Palais?
I did on several occasions. Anyway, in 1988, that was before some people were born, I had to... I was entering a competition called the UK Club Rock and Roll Championships, and it was filmed on BBC One, and at the time it was the same time of the Come Dancing. It was called Come Dancing then. Before Strictly Come Dancing, there was a precursor, the original show, it was shorter, called Come Dancing, and it was the same team that produced that. They decided they wanted to get in on the trend of rock and roll and things, so they had a competition. And so my partner and I, very wisely, well, we thought so at the time, we went the day before the competition. We thought we'd go to the Hammersmith Palais. It was a disco night, but we thought we'd check out the dance floor and we'd find out what it's like. You know, it was my first time there. So we went to the floor and we tried it and we thought, it's a bit sticky. I'm going to take some slippery shoes. So the next day we went back all very proud that we'd done our research and we were all ready, and of course they polished the floor especially for this competition, and it was so slick and smooth. It was it
was an ice rink again.
It was an ice rink again. So it was quite interesting. However, during the competition it was really funny because it was my first big competition. I'd been through the heats. We got through some heats. There were heats of all the different rock and roll clubs in London at the time, and actually around the country. And we got through from the two eyes. So we were entering, and I was quite nervous. I was with Amelia Hill, my dance partner at the time. We were a little bit nervous, and we were the next couple to go on. And suddenly there was a power cut. So of course it was being filmed for the BBC, so they had to pause everything, and we had this half an hour of waiting around, twiddling our thumbs. Anyway, for some reason, in that half hour, I just got so fed up of waiting, was so eager to do it. When they got the power back on, I was a different person. I was just ready to get out there. And I just went out there and I just danced and I just had fun because I was just so pleased to be dancing.
It
got rid of my nerves.
Nervous.
Yeah, it interrupted my nerves.
Great.
So we went out there.
Unexpected.
And the trophy's upstairs in the loft.
Oh no, it's not here.
I don't even remember. I suppose we must have got a trophy. It was a long time ago.
Probably.
But we did get in the Radio Times.
Oh wow.
They when the programme came on, we were featured. And who was the Gain Affair with it? And Donnie Burns. Donnie Burns was the presenter. Donnie Burns was like 10 times Latin champion, ballroom champion at the time. Big star in the ballroom world. Anyway, he was doing the MCing, and he described me as the original GI. I was so proud. A fantastic
no
moment.
bigger compliment. Nothing has topped it.
No, nothing's topped. Well,
so we get some. We have some stories, I think.
So what do we have?
So Katrine says she's been dancing at the Hammersmith Club at Battersea Arts Centre. And the Battersea Arts Centre, which are both beautiful venues. Not sure how old they are.
Well, the Hammersmith Club, that's when we did that party. We taught there.
Oh, yes,
with the
it's
lovely
lovely.
balcony area.
It's got a beautiful balcony,
beautiful.
yes.
Yeah, and Battersea Arts Centre, obviously, before it burned down, we knew.
Yeah, well, I've never been to the Battersea Arts Centre, actually. I've passed it, but I've never been inside, and it burned down.
Is it still there? I don't know if
I think they rebuilt it. At least they
had
planned to. Yeah, there was a big fire a few years ago. Chris says, Kerry's mum, Dixie Dean, as she was then, trained as a nurse in the 50s at the Dreadnought.
Hold on a minute. You can't let that get by. Dixie Dean, what a fabulous name.
I know.
Dixie Dean.
I'm trying to read the rest of the story to bring it to life, but
yes.
Not very well. So Dixie Dean, as she was then, trained as a nurse in the 50s at the Dreadnought Seamen's Hospital in Greenwich. Coincidentally, on the side where I work, yeah, I know we've met there. So she used to go to the Lyceum, is that how you say it?
Yes, the Lyceum.
And the 100 Club. She said that the Lyceum, you were only allowed to jive on Sunday nights, ballroom every other night. Oh, wonderful.
Yes, fantastic.
That's a good piece of history. She was supposed to be back by 10 p.m, so she said she sometimes had to climb in through the window. So she didn't abide by the rules.
No, fantastic. Anthony says, great compliment from Donnie Burns. Yes, I was rather thrilled with that myself.
And he's trying to share, I think you're trying to share the show with others, which is wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we got Nigel online as well. Hello, welcome back to the show.
Now, we often miss messages on Facebook. Do you want to check your other Facebook message?
Yes, I can, although it doesn't seem to be showing any other. But after the show, sometimes we randomly see other messages.
Prior to purpose-built ballrooms, there weren't so many of those, but they used to use town halls, assembly rooms, church halls, and all these public places like swimming baths often would be used for dances. Swimming baths would be used.
Swimming baths.
I guess
What's a swimming bar?
Like a pool, swimming pool.
Oh, swimming pool.
They were called swimming baths.
Oh, baths, not bars.
Well,
I was wondering.
They probably had a bar as well. Swimming baths.
I was puzzled.
And political clubs, hotels, of course, but they were for the posh people. Some small restaurants, department stores would even run dancing back in the day. Yeah, department stores had dances. But then they decided to build these purpose-built venues, and they really built them properly. The interesting thing is the floors. They suddenly discovered that you needed, if you were dancing for a whole night, your poor knees and ankles needed a sprung floor that had a bounce. Now, they started to use maple. Canadian maple was considered the best, with very hard wearing.
Maple syrup.
Canadian maple syrup was the best because it was very hard wearing and very tasty. So they used to use, they used to build these floors, but they found that the wood.
Special quality of the floor for dancing. It needs to be really sturdy to take all the stomping, but it has to have some give to save your knees.
And I happen to actually know that the Hammersmith Palais was very proud that they spent £5,000 on putting in a new maple floor. But back in 1933, that was a heck of a lot of money.
Quite a lot of money.
£5,000 on a maple floor back in 19...
Quite an investment.
So, and often they would have to have it slightly above the floor level because the wood would expand, so they needed that. Then somebody came along and invented steel girders. I can't really remember, maybe somebody else knows the story. And they built a dance floor that you could actually wind up and make more bouncy or less bouncy. And I danced on one. The trade union building in Tottenham Court Road have a ballroom downstairs. The trade union building, just off Tottenham Court Road, they have a ballroom and it's got a spring dance floor with metal springs, and you can wind it up and make it bouncier or less bouncy. I don't know if it's still there. It was many years ago.
Wow,
so if anyone goes down to the old trade union for a dance, let us know if they've still got the sprung floor and actually adjust it. It had a handle. They told me it had a handle and you'd wind it up and make it more bouncy or not. Right. Enough of that. Should we play some more music?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was going to share my favourite dance floor in London, I think. Like the quality of the floor itself is Cecil Sharp House.
Oh, beautiful.
And they've redone it and it's beautiful. It's absolutely such a pleasure. It's just the right amount of solid and slippy and beautiful wood. Cecil Sharp House is now hosts a centre for music and dancing. They have a lot of traditional...
folk dancing?
Folk dancing, yes, I should say. Folk dancing. They have Kayleys. It was amazing to see in that room. Absolutely, mind-blowing to see so many people dancing together.
And I believe that's where you ran the black and white ball from.
It is indeed.
Do you think we'll ever be back there?
I hope so. I hope so. I'm planning to. Who's been to the black and white ball? Any memories from the black and white ball?
Yes, lots. Right.
But should we play some music?
So I'm going to go to Ambrose because of all the swing bands, Billy Cotton was fun, but not really danceable. Victor Sylvester, Not my thing. I do apologise for any
Not
Victor
our
Sylvester
cup of
fans.
tea.
But Ambrose, I liked his music. So we're tops on a Saturday night. Should we dance?
We're topped on Saturday night. We're going places. Just like the poppers before us. We get the pick of the chorus. We're topped on Saturday night. We set the paces. And though the money is tight, we gotta go places Saturday night. When we're shaking chances with the eyebrows. Blah, blah. Even low-brow waiters raise their eyebrows. Blah, blah. We're treating Saturday right. We kick the traces. Blue Monday's out of our sight. Cause we're topped on Saturday night.
Yes, the wonderful the wonderful Ambrose. Nothing to do with the custard, I believe.
Ambrosia.
Ambrosia Devonshire custard. Right, but he was the cream of the crop, in my opinion. Okay, so we had any...
It's a very British reference.
Yes.
You might need to explain.
Did anyone guess the venue?
Oh, anybody guessed the venue on the banner for tonight's event? And it is a venue we have not mentioned yet in this show. In the meantime, I'm just reading Katrine's comment, which is good news, saying they have rebuilt the art centre beautifully. It was there in 2019. Okay, so they have rebuilt the Battersea Art Centre. Excellent news. We'll need to go and check it out.
Yes.
And Glenn is kindly explaining for me, swimming baths were public baths before the luxury of domestic bathrooms. Yeah, but who needs baths?
Well, exactly. I remember my pater.
Your pater? Oh, your pater.
My pater.
Yes.
My pater. Or Papa, as we would affectionately call him. Hello, Papa, or Peter, or Dad. I remember he used to go to the public baths for once a week for the old, literally for a bath. And he'd be sitting in the tub and he'd shout, more hot water, more hot water. And somebody would come along and bring you a bucket of hot water. And that's how people had baths.
When would that have been?
Gosh, well, that's a good question. I didn't ask him that, but I guess before he got married. So I guess he was probably a teenager or something like that. Yeah. Oh. So that would have been.
Sounds very Roman to me.
Probably in the 40s.
But it was the way when you.
So that's what people did. Same as they went dancing. So
you didn't ask for hot water there.
The good ballrooms. Getting back to subject, Annie, you're digressing. Right. Getting back to subject, the good ballrooms, they would have either two bandstands, so you could have continuous music, but somebody came up with a very clever idea. They had a revolving bandstand. Whoa, get that. Revolving bandstand, the height of technology. Not only could one band get ready without being seen, they'd swish it round, and then you'd have continuous music, but it was also the glamour of it. Can you imagine? Back in those days, a revolving ballroom must have looked...
Hollywood movie, really.
It was
really is.
Exactly. And that's what they were trying to do. It must have looked absolutely fantastic.
So they'd have the curtain going halfway and then they rotate the stage.
Yeah, well, curtain, I suppose they'd have some probably more than a curtain. They'd have a separation. Probably a bit more effective than a curtain.
Oh, well, okay. You know what I mean.
Yeah. I do. There were all sorts of other dance clubs. Maybe somebody went to the Locarno in Streatham.
The what?
The Locarno in Streatham, because that was one of the best. Advertised in 1931, it was advertised as England's super dance hall.
Oh wow!
And it cost
what was special about
£60,000. That's what was special. Cost 60,000, and 10,000 of which was spent on the ventilation system. Cool, man.
Oh, good choice though. They're spending money on the floor
Wisely.
And the ventilation is wise. Is wise.
Now,
you'll get the dancers.
The interesting thing was that I believe the Locarno Streatham is still there, and it became Caesar's. It was like a Romanesque style. Maybe if anyone lives around the Streatham, dance hall. It was like a disco, and I went there one time.
So it's still a dance hall.
I think it's. Well, I don't know if it's still there now.
You went to the disco.
Yeah, I went to the disco. I think I went. Why did I go? Because it's the other side of the town for me. I think I went because they must have had a special night on, or maybe because I heard about the venue and I was just curious to go see it. But it all had Roman sort of decor. So yeah,
can we say kitsch?
Now, kitsch, yes. I think we could say kitsch.
Kitsch sounds, it describes it quite well.
Now I want to check. Is anyone else on Facebook? Because we haven't had a message on Facebook for a while, and
since Anthony talked to us, we haven't heard from anybody else.
So somebody sent us a message on Facebook. We want to know if you're still connected.
Are you still here? Are you still interested in dance halls in the UK? And maybe you have stories about them.
Have we put them all to sleep?
Possibly.
You know, I do wish they'd have ice cream soda bars at the.
I'm still waiting for mine.
Yeah. Well, it's coming.
Well,
now,
talking of celebrating and soda bars, it's almost birthday time. Actually,
oh yes, it is birthday time.
Woo,
whose birthday?
Now, I know it's Julia Anna's birthday,
is
but
she here?
I'm not sure she's here tonight.
She's normally here.
She's normally here, but maybe she's out celebrating maybe not in a dance hall at the moment, but maybe she's out celebrating somewhere. So if you watch it later, or if you're here and just silent, happy birthday to Julia Anna. And if it's your birthday or your anniversary or a special day for you, happy birthday, happy day.
Yes, and if it's just a special day for whatever reason, happy day to you. Richard, thank you, Richard.
Thank you very much.
He says fascinating.
Thank you indeed.
Learning, he probably knows all about it, but you could tell us a few tips. We need to learn about the English ballrooms, because really I'm more familiar with the ones from like the Savoy Ballroom in Harlem.
Yeah.
I actually know less about the English ones. Oh yes, the dance floors. Richard says, enjoy hearing about the dance floors. Yeah, it's quite interesting. The 100 Club, they told me that they had a maple wood floor, but it was like a parquet floor, so it was like little bits all put together. Yeah. They used to really, I'm just going to say one more thing before I play the birthday song. Sorry if it's your birthday and you're waiting, it's coming. But they used to actually think about putting the floor in strips in the direction that people would dance, which is very wise. Yeah. So that you didn't trip over. You didn't go against the grain. Trip. Yeah, you go with the grain. So they used to put a lot of thought into it. Yeah, you know, the ballrooms were
probably trial and error.
Okay, here we go. Let's dance. So I'm going to play another song from a band that I like. It's an American band this time, obviously from the 50s, and it's called Good Rockin' Tonight for the birthday song. And then we've got the Shim Sham.
I heard the news rock away all the blues. Have you heard the blues? They're good rockin' tonight. Rock, rock. Everybody's gonna rock tonight. I'm gonna hold my baby tight as I can. Tonight she'll know I'm a mighty fan. I got the news. Everybody's rocking tonight. Well, Elvis Brown, Deacon Jones, they leaving us a happy home. They'll be there, just you wait and see. A jumping and a stomping at the Jubilee. Hey man, there's good rockin' tonight. Sweet Lorraine, Sioux City Sue, sweet Georgia Brown, Caledonia too. They'll be there, jumping like mad. Hey sister, ain't you glad? We got the news, there's good rockin' tonight.
Shim Sham! Everybody Shim Sham!
I wanna learn Shim Sham. Why you wanna? I wanna learn Shim Sham. Why you wanna? I wanna learn Shim Sham. Why you wanna? So I can Shim Sham with you. I gotta learn Shim Sham. Come on over. I gotta learn Shim Sham. Come on over. I gotta learn Shim Sham. Come on over. You're going to Shim Sham school. You're gonna take that step, go to that rope. You dance it the world around. Where the swing dance meet, soon as they meet, they get in line and they go to town. I gotta learn Shim Sham. Now you got it. I gotta learn Shim Sham. Now you got it. I gotta learn Shim Sham. Now you got it. You're a Shim Shammer too.
Shim Sham Shimmy. Right. So, What else can we say?
Well,
the Rivoli...
Emma, yes.
Oh yes, carry on.
Well, actually, I don't know if you've seen her message, but you're right on topic. Emma is saying the Rivoli is my favourite dance venue now. Really looking forward to when I can go again. We mentioned it briefly at the end of last week, and Emma and Glenn had actually interesting things to say about the Rivoli Ballroom.
It used to be a cinema.
Tell everybody about the Rivoli Ballroom. Why do we love it?
Well, I don't know that much about it, to be honest. I've been there many times.
As a dancer,
but
why is it noticeable?
Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you this. It was a cinema, and in 1959 it got converted into a ballroom, and that happened a lot because cinema was on the wane, I guess, the rise of television.
That's funny because you're telling Glenn that, but actually Glenn told you that.
I knew I picked up the information from somewhere. Glenn, keep feeding me the information, man. Keep feeding me the facts.
We're tuning into the show, isn't it?
Okay.
So it was a cinema.
So I enjoy
describe the Rivoli Ballroom for
the
those who
Rivoli
haven't
Ballroom
been there.
Has a
when you
slight
come in.
sort of Art Deco flavour to it. It's got lovely lighting, very huge, glamorous
it's
setting.
Red, it's gold, it's got oriental lightings, it's lush and it's beautiful. It feels like velvet.
I'm glad you asked me to describe it.
Well, you were being too general.
But I love the back room.
Flavour.
Who's been to the back room with all the paintings on the ceiling?
Yes.
So let me know if you've been to the back room with the paintings on the ceiling. Yeah. And if you're ever there, ask if you can go and look at the room.
If you're there.
If you're there at the Rivoli Ballroom, ask if you can go into the back room and see all the paintings on the ceiling. It's quite magnificent.
I'm going to tell you something else, at least for ladies, but I assume it's pretty good for gents. Try and go to the bathroom at the Rivoli Ballroom. They're pretty amazing. It's actually more of a parlour, a powder room. And you enter and there's a small reception with lush sofas and cushions and beautiful mirrors. It's actually worth a visit.
Is that why you always say, I'm going off to powder my nose?
Oh yes, I'm powdering my nose.
Yeah, lovely. Anyway,
and then he says Linda also loves the Rivoli, and we're very lucky to have opportunities to dance at the Rivoli in London. I mean, there's dances, social dances there. They use it a lot as a venue for filming, but luckily then they've not closed it for other events.
I think today's young generation, the sort of audience that we've got watching this show, they don't really have any idea how important the dance hall was. It was. During the wartime, it was a place to keep up morale. During peacetime, it was a place to go and let your hair down, not literally, because you didn't do that sort of thing back then. Oh, no. It was one above
you didn't rip
the
up
village
the
hall.
seats either.
Yeah, you'd go there, you'd hear a big band. You know, you'd go to your local dance at the village hall. If you had a trio, you'd be lucky. You're more likely you had a piano player, you know. But you'd go to these dances and they were glorious, yes. and they were the bigger halls, and it was glamorous. It was escapism. It was an occasion to go dancing.
Made you feel different, to dress up and go out. And it was a place to meet
the company, people. You know, you'd hear the chatter of all the other people around you. It was, you know, everyone was looking glamorous. You'd be looking at everyone else. It was like being in a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
Just like this is a Hollywood movie.
Just like here.
Just like coming to this show is like a night out at a Hollywood movie. Don't you agree?
Dress up. You all dress up, obviously, to join us.
Right.
Emma says she does love to dress up and doing her makeup in the Rivoli Ladies. The bar is also lovely. That's true, with those booths to sit in.
Yes,
and
they're very nice.
It's all velvety and warm and cosy. Yes.
And did you know?
Again, I guess the answer is no, but what's coming?
Did you know that it was only in like the late 30s that workers started to receive paid holidays?
I actually knew that, yes.
Did you? Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay, I'm impressed.
Threw you off, didn't I?
Yeah. So life was changing.
Yeah.
And they reckon that...
Who reckon?
Well, the people in the know. They reckon that between
authorities.
the 20s and 30s, something like 200 million people would have gone dancing.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen, if you have you might have seen them already in documentaries, but if you just type on YouTube Pathés, documentaries and dancing in London or elsewhere, you see those packed ballrooms, and there were huge spaces, but people are shoulder to shoulder. It's actually amazing to watch. I'm sure they filmed on busy nights, but you'd never seen a crowd like that all move together as one.
Yes, you've got to hold your partner close,
very close,
cheek to cheek, waist to waist. You could smell that old lily of the valley, the old sort of
the gel in the gentleman's hair.
Gel in the gentleman's hair. Yeah, it was all. It was a time. Yes. So what were some of the other famous venues?
No one has guessed the venue on the banner.
Oh my gosh, I don't believe it. It was a town hall.
It is a town hall. It is a town hall, and it is in London, and it still exists, and we still run dances there twice a year. Now I think we're giving it away.
Okay, anyone tell us? Did your parents meet at a dance? And if so, do you know where? Did your parents meet at a dance? Now, my parents met at a dance in a local, it was like a youth club called Maccabi. And they didn't go there very much. They only went 3 times. They met each other and then they went back. But they, so where did anyone's parents or grandparents, because I know we have a young audience, did anyone's grandparents or parents meet at a dance?
Yeah, or at a dance.
Funnily enough, though, we met at a dance, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah. So maybe you met at a dance as well.
Your dance classes even.
Now Glenn says,
is
it a town hall near Old Street?
Getting warm?
You're getting very warm, Glenn. It may well be, but it's not for me to say.
We couldn't possibly comment.
We couldn't possibly comment. However, if you guess the name of it and you are on the right track, you will win a prize. That's all I can say. Okay, I think we should have some more music. Now, I wanted to play a bit of Jack Hilton. 1, a 2, a buckle your shoe. We could. This is a good song for a bit of foxtrot.
Innocent songs, aren't they?
Oh yes, they were. Jack Hilton, the 1930s. Here we go. The day of the dance hall. England, at its most exotic. Definitely has a more English flavour. We are going down England way. Now, have we had an answer to our question?
We have had several answers to different questions. So, first of all, Anne Polo was the first to recognise.
Glenn, you were so close, but you were picked at the post.
It is Shoreditch Town Hall.
Okay, everyone, round of applause for Anne. Okay, I want everyone to send Anne a heart or a thumbs up for winning that's her prize. Everyone send Anne a thumbs up or a heart.
And some people were trying to guess whether it was Islington or Finsbury Town Hall. Also a beautiful hall, not the one we meant Finsbury. It's like a bijou hall. It's a little bit smaller, well, quite a bit smaller than Shoreditch Town Hall. And yes, Sue, you had Shoreditch, but you had it after Anne, I'm afraid.
I see Elizabeth. Her parents met at the dance.
Yes, we're coming to your stories about who met at the dance. Elizabeth says, my parents met at the dance. Dad was playing piano and Mum went over to listen, and the rest is history.
Fantastic.
So they weren't even dancing, they went for the music. Well, maybe her mum went for the dancing, but stayed for the music.
Yes, fantastic. Emma says...
And Emma says, my parents met at a dance in London in the late 60s. It was a ball associated with the medical school where they were both training, the Middlesex. My dad asked my mum to dance, but she left her handbag with her friends, so she had an excuse to go back to them.
But as they say, the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Fantastic. Anyone else? Anyone else's parents or grandparents met at a dance? Share your story. There were all sorts of dances all over the country. You had the Nottingham Palais. You had the Cricklewood Dance Hall. There used to be a skating ring in northwest London. You had the Tottenham Palais. Some venues were used for multiple purposes. Did you know that? So they would be used.
No.
They would be used as They would be used as an ice skating rink, and they'd be used as a dance hall. So
you
they
better
share
not mix
the
up
space.
the evenings.
I wasn't so good on my roller skates. Lisa, hello Lisa. She says, my parents met at dance hall too at Richmond Town Hall. Fabulous.
It's so much history in the town halls because it was such a meeting place.
When I pre-pandemic, of course, when I used to go into old people's homes,
yes.
And we used to entertain, we would chat to many of the residents. And so many of them would tell us how they used to go dancing and how they met their other half dancing. So many wonderful stories, so many wonderful memories. And for many of them, they danced their whole lives. It was such a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd be a few years off when they had kids, but they'd go back to dancing afterwards. And it is rather a nice pastime, isn't it? Whatever your poison, whether it's your swing, your salsa, your tango, your ballroom, it's just great to get out there. Maybe you'd like to do a little bit of twist. What I want to know is, will people in their 70s and 80s want to go dancing hip hop?
Well, the twist is pretty energetic as well, and swing too, but you adapt it.
Yeah, I don't think people go out to a twist. Well, no, some do, because they do have those, what do they call them, the Northern Soul parties. They do a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Right. So I've got another band for you now, again from the era, another English band. Actually, I've got several now. Ooh, I've got to decide which one to play. Now, I've got this one.
Does that mean we get to vote?
Oh, what a good idea.
Is there a vote coming up somewhere?
Okay, yeah, there's a vote. One is Woe Is Me.
Woe Is Me.
Woe Is Me, and that's by Sid Phillips. He was a clarinetist, English clarinetist, and the other one is the Palais de Danse. However,
that's also by Sid Phillips.
Yes, but I couldn't decide which one to play.
Oh dear.
However, I don't think it's as danceable. But,
the second one.
Yeah, so should we have one?
Don't be influenced, but one is danceable and the other isn't. Which one would you like?
So do you want Woe Is Me? Do we have Woe Is Me, which is danceable, or Palais de Danse? I'm not sure is so danceable.
Now, that's quite ironic, isn't it? That Palais de Danse is not so danceable.
Well, I think it might be good for a quick step, and we're not quick step.
Right, yeah, we don't have the space. Artists. That's the reason.
Yes, that's the reason.
That's the problem.
Look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll play a little excerpt of Palais de Danse, so you can decide if you like it or not. Here we go.
Oh, we get samples.
Oh no, it is actually not bad. I have to apologise to Palais de Danse. It's not too bad.
I'm sure we could do the Palais Glide to this.
Richard said danceable. Sue says danceable. Well, actually, it is quite danceable.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's Woe Is Me.
Oh God, I don't like stopping.
It's a bit more swingy.
Okay, let's have Woe Is Me. We have 2 votes for the danceable one.
I picture Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers dancing to this one.
Me too. Actually, the other one as well.
Come on, Ginge.
Coming, Freddie.
Woe is me, I set you free. Now I'm sorry, I can be ain't you got no sympathy. Woe is me, you were right and I was wrong. I keep singing the whole day long in the mortal minor key. Woe is me, every night the sky is moonless, every day's a dismal day. Every song I hear is tuneless. Please forgive and let me live again. Woe is me, and now I know I was crazy to let you go. Love, you got me out but free. Woe is me.
We've got more messages, I think.
Right.
I hope you
What have we
enjoyed
got?
the danceable one. I think they were both danceable, but this one was particularly lovely. Lisa says, Lisa, Northern Soul. A few years back, we would dance to the swing band at the 100 Club on a Saturday night and stay so late that we stayed on for the Northern Soul all-nighter. Did anyone else do that? So 2 dance evenings in a row, the early birds and the late birds.
Yes, they were all-nighters.
And Anne says, there's a nice video of the Palais Glide at the Palais in Streatham. Streatham.
Yes.
And Anthony says, P.S. Ballroom in Clapham.
So maybe there was an earlier
Is
message.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure we have the previous message.
Yeah, not all our messages come out on Facebook, do they?
Anthony, sorry if we've missed some of it.
Have you seen the time? Time is flying.
Time is flying.
Next week, we're going to be talking about more dance venues, but we're going to go stateside.
Stateside. So we're leaving the UK.
Yep, we're going to go.
Flying.
We're going to go across the pond. I've got my canoe. We're going to go across the pond, and we are going to visit the US of A, to visit some of the dance halls there. Particularly, I tend to know more about the ones on the East Coast in New York.
Particularly the one called the Savoy.
Yes. Well, I've been to the Alhambra.
Yes, but we will talk about the Savoy. But we have talked
I've been
a
to
lot.
the Roseland.
But Mr. Show Off. I've talked about.
And I've been to the one that got blown up.
I was
revolving
saying,
dance
before I
floor.
was rudely interrupted,
Yes.
that we have talked about the Savoy on previous shows, so we will mention it and talk about it. We'll make a point of talking about other ballrooms as well.
Yes, I will.
Shall we do the East Coast and then the West Coast separately?
Oh,
Is
no.
there enough material?
I have no clue.
Okay, we do both then.
But we can talk about the Palladium on the West Coast. Well, anyway, I'm not
mentioned
going to give it
Palladium
away
here.
now.
How about the Palladium here? No, that
Well,
was
that's
more
the
of a
theatre.
theatre.
Yeah. Over there, it's a dance hall.
Yes.
Now, I've got a wonderful song to finish up with that's going to be
I just want to say thank you so much for sharing all the stories. It's really wonderful to hear how we each have connections to these different dance places. Emma says, I went to the Turner Contemporary Gallery in Margate, and there's a painting of the Savoy Ballroom in there at the moment. Oh, really?
How interesting.
How interesting.
I wonder why. Is it part of an exhibition? Interesting.
And Glenn, Porchester Hall. We haven't mentioned Porchester Hall.
I love Porchester Halls.
You do. That's your dream. You've been raving about it. We've been trying to book it for ages, but never able to.
Yeah, but I've run some dances there.
Yes, but not recently.
Not recently.
We couldn't get it. I remember a London Swing Dance Society gig at Porchester Hall, West London, ages ago. It would have been ages ago.
Yes. But the very first one I did there, I did on behalf of Capital Gold. Anyone remember Capital Gold? It's a radio station. I presume they're still going. Anyway, and they had a competition, and we organised a jive competition. Yes, there, and we gave away top prize. I think £400. Top prize. Now, Capital Gold actually put some money into it. So and we had various performances. We had the jiving Lindy Hoppers there, and we had some bands. And I think we might have had the wonderful John Miller. And sadly, John Miller passed away recently. So if anyone knew him, we're very sorry to announce that he passed away.
Yeah.
He was such a lovely man. If you knew him,
And
John Miller
character.
was actually he was Glenn Miller's nephew, and we should have played a song in tribute to him. Really,
we
shouldn't
should
we?
actually. Well,
maybe
I
still can.
We have a couple of minutes. That would be really good. You've toured with him, and
many times.
You've been on many gigs with him. I had the pleasure of doing one gig with him, and he did not disappoint.
He was everything I said, was he?
He went straight to you for a kiss.
Yes. No, he was such a love. The very we went on. We did a tour of 50 dates, 51 dates.
Yeah.
Some on the continent, and we did this show. This was 1 year, and I was dancing with Rusty Frank at the time. And after the first couple of shows, I said to some of the band members, "This guy, like, is he always this nice? I mean, he's like a really nice guy. He's friendly. He's fun. He's encouraging. Yeah, it's just the way he is." He was just such a lovely guy. Sorry, I'm going to have to look up. Keep talking. Emma.
Yeah, well, actually, that's really interesting from Emma, who was mentioning that exhibition in Margate where she saw a painting depicting the Savoy.
Was it at Dreamland?
And she says, painting of the Savoy is part of a big installation consisting of painting of places you would love to go to visit but no longer exist.
Interesting.
A kind of time-travelling postcards.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's really good.
All right, here's a tune.
Oh, Sue says she's sad to hear about John Miller, and she loved his humour when presenting at Twinwood.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, many
was
of you would know
Mr.
him from
Showbiz.
Twinwood.
Here's a song, especially for John Miller, Glenn Miller's nephew, and he had dancing. He had music in his blood, and he was. He used to be a circus ringmaster at one point.
Really?
Yeah, it was a great
Actually,
show.
I'm not that surprised.
No. Anyway, this is called Herbie's Jive. This was actually his dad, Herb Miller Band, but he took it over and ran it for many years. Herbie's Jive. The wonderful John Miller. Swing it, guys. Oh, yeah.
It's a modern therapy. Come and do Herbie's jive with me.
Herbie's jive, all the kids are doing Herbie's jive. Moms and dads doing Herbie's jive. Even you can do it, won't you do it too? Won't you do it too? Won't you do it Herbie's jive? All the bands playing Herbie's jive. All the people saying Herbie's jive. Even you can do it, won't you do it too? Won't you do it too? Won't you do it?
My little thing always seems to swing.
You can do it sitting down, standing up, drinking your favorite cup.
Anytime at all, you can have a ball.
You can do it in the bath, in the bed, have your fun, soon you have Herbie's jive. Guys and gals doing Herbie's jive. All your pals doing Herbie's jive. Even you can do it, won't you do it, Herbie's jive? Woo!
That was the Herb Miller Orchestra, originally started by Herb Miller, who was Glenn Miller's brother. His son was singing John Miller and the wonderful, talented Fiona Page. As I say, we did many shows with them. Rusty and I we did that big tour, and we did some smaller tours as well. And we had a wonderful experience dancing with them. Such great entertainers. And it was a real fun show because we did a lot of improvising on the show, which we loved. And you could have a bit of fun. it was lovely. Right, sadly we've come to the end of the show for another week. I've got to play you out with a very special song that really, to me, sums up English ballroom at its very best.
I just want to say thank you to Elizabeth. We are getting the best compliments we can. Elizabeth said, I'm dancing around my kitchen. It's brilliant. That's exactly what we hope this show will do. Make you dance, make you move, make you happy, inspire you maybe, or just,
And don't forget, please support us by liking, sharing, commenting, signing up for our free swing notes that we send out every Sunday with little bits of tidbits and history, and it's free. So yeah, just be part of what we do, and we love having you here. And I don't know over the summer how whether there be interruptions, but we
continue for now. We might
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens over the summer, and so next week we'll cross the Atlantic. Maybe tonight we've heard a lot from you in the UK, some of you in Europe. Maybe next week we'll hear some more stories from some of you who are on the other side of the Atlantic.
All our American cousins.
From our American cousins, all those of you who have travelled.
Okay, so all I can say is Al Bowley and good night, sweetheart. We'll see you all next week, folks. Same time, same place, same spot on YouTube. This show has been brought to you by SwingdanceUK.com. Another exciting episode featuring Simon Selmon and Anna Selmon, accompanied by Simon and Anna, and of course, all of you. Have a pleasant week. Enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the rain, enjoy life.